the evening. So today we're covering the best, the apps that you absolutely need to have as a real estate agent. Now, quick little story. I try to go live at 9. The computer crashed on me. I tried to go live at around 9:20 after it crashed, and it crashed again. I did my day, and then I got back to doing this live at 6 p.m. and it crashed on me. I thought it was the software or something was going on with the live stream, and then I tried to record it just to record it, and it died on me again. So this is the 5th time that I'm trying to record this video for you, but we're gonna get this done. I figured out what happened, which is one of the websites that I was highlighting. Well, it just was causing this entire hiccup. So it was just getting hung up there. So I was sharing my screen, and don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Zoom in. Make sure I think you should find me. So of course the camera would get a little bit silly with me today. We're going to persevere. So again, with the top apps that you absolutely need to have in your arsenal. These apps are designed to save you time and or make you money. But at the end of the day, these apps are designed to help you in your business one way or another. So, hey, how's it going? Appreciate you hanging out with us today. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way. Lord knows I need it after today. We're going to get this done. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. So with that being said, let's get going. Let me move myself over here so we can get into the apps. So the apps that you absolutely need to have in your arsenal as a real estate agent, number one, it has to be your MLS. It has to be your MLS app because you need to know what's going on in the MLS at all point in time, because as you know, it's a competitive market out there, and if your client wants some additional information, they need it now. So we've all done the printouts of the MLS or the listings that you're going to go see, and you go through all of them faster or slower than you think. But then there's always that family member that goes and shows you their cell phone. Hey, can we go look at this one? Well, you have to have instant information and updated information if that property is even available. So understanding that your MLS absolutely needs to live on your phone and having that app to do so is super powerful. So that's your number one app that you absolutely cannot do without. Now, your association probably gives you different access to the MLS. It's going to have the MLS itself, but it's also going to have other third-party websites or tools like Remine, as an example, RPR. Those different apps will allow you to get access to the MLS. I personally prefer Remine because of its interface, all the information that I get for the MLS, also all the information that I get over from the property information through the CAD and all of that fun stuff. So it gives me information about really anything that I want. So it's truly a huge benefit to my business. All right, so the second thing is your CRM. So it looks like I'm going in and out, which is fine. As long as we continue going, I think that will be fine. So your CRM, regardless of the CRM that you use, you want to use their app. You want to be able to update your information real time. You want to be able to update all of your leads, all of that's going on. You want to absolutely have a way to update your entire database. So if you find out that somebody's phone number is incorrect, then you can correct it real time. When you're on the move, when you're out there showing, if a lead calls back, you want to be able to document that lead and update their profile real time. And it will sync up with ultimately sync up with your CRM, your desktop CRM. So that's exactly what you want to happen. I wonder why it's doing that. So zooming in and zooming out. Who knows? Who knows? At this point, I don't give a flying flip. So here we go. Jaime Unleashed. Here we go. So as you're coming in, let me know if you have any questions. If you're using any of these apps, let me know. Absolutely want to make sure that we, if there's something better, I absolutely encourage the conversation. Now, number 3 is your scheduling service. Your scheduling service is going to help you out a ton. Now, I understand how we feel about showing time and Zillow and all that fun stuff. So if there's another alternative to showing time, then use that if you want. But at the end of the day, having a scheduling service is going to help you out a ton, not only from the listing side but from the buying side. It's going to be an effective way for you to buy back hours and hours of your time. So even just saving 30 minutes every single week is going to add up over time and over your career. So if you have a scheduling service that then you don't have to reach out to your homeowner every time somebody wants to schedule. You don't have to reach out to your buyer anytime you want to update them on something. You can control your schedule a lot more. So most of the showing services are free unless you're on the listing side, then it is going to cost you money. But if you're on the listing side, it's going to save you a ton of time anyway. So I do encourage you to do the best that you can to get a scheduling service, or somebody, whether that's an assistant or a virtual assistant or another agent that can help you out with the scheduling if they're a little bit less busy than you, because it's going to be well worth your money, paying whatever you need to pay them to buy some of your time back. Because remember, what we're trying to do is buy some of our time so we can spend more time with our family, spend more time with ourselves, spend more time working on our business so we can generate more money. Whatever you want to do with your time, it's absolutely up to you. But at the end of the day, these apps in real estate will absolutely save you a lot of time, a lot of heartache, and ultimately make you money. Canva is a free tool that you can use to create modern templates, to create modern posts on social media, to have a brand that you don't have to pay a designer $40 an hour to curate for you, $40 an hour to curate for you. So Canva is a very powerful tool that is still a heavy favorite. Now there are some downsides, which we'll talk about that in our next app, but you absolutely need this app in your arsenal. If you don't have much of a design background or don't care to have one, it will absolutely help you present better. It will help you build a brand faster. It's going to ultimately show so much better for your clients. So Canva has all of these templates for social media, all these templates for presentations, so many different templates that there's really nothing that you can't find on there. You can find presentations for or at least the templates to build your listing presentations on, your buyer presentations on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool software. Now, I was alluding to a software that takes some of the downsides to Canva, and that software is Agently. Agently actually looks at Canva and addresses the thing where Canva kind of drops off. So the downside of Canva is you still have to go to Canva and you have to design and also have to come up with the content for your real estate business. That's not going away. So what Agently has done is has removed that step altogether to where the content is already there. All the templates are there, all the content is there, the content that's designed to engage, educate, and prospect for you, so you ultimately generate business from the software itself. There's over 500 templates to choose from. And you may be thinking, well, why are you going so specific into this? Well, I am part owner in Agently, so full disclosure. So we looked at Canva and its downsides very intently, and we improved upon where Canva was kind of failing, but also highlighted just specific for real estate agents. So we looked at the content that's actually working. We created modern templates that actually help your business and help your brand. So we have done that for real estate agents in mind. And that's one of many different things that you can do within Agently, but just to highlight a few, it's a great tool that you need to have in your arsenal for sure. Now, Calendly, this is a scheduler that allows you to create your calendar how you want it, and you will invite people onto your calendar. So you get to select when you're available, the day, the months, the weeks, the days, the hours. You get to dictate that. So whenever somebody says, hey, can I have 15 minutes of your time? Hey, can you show me these homes? Hey, can you come list my house? You can share your calendar when you're available. So if you know that you're going to be picking your kids up from 3 to 4 p.m., well, you block that off and you never make that available to anybody. If you know that you're going to drop off your kids from 7:30 to 8, then you block that off and don't make that available to anyone. So that way you don't have the conflict of, no, I can't do it that time, or no, I can't do it this day. You are automatically program that. Question, how can we get that app? Oh, yeah, so you just go to agently.com. Agently.com. Great question. Great question. Now, so the reason that I have to do it this way, I was doing a screen share so you saw everything. The reason I have to do it this way is because there was a app, I'll go ahead and call them out by name, it's actually coming up. An app that was causing all of this heartache for me, and that app was actually Zoom. Zoom was actually causing that issue. So I went to zoom.com and I was screen sharing, and assuming that this live stream isn't cursed anytime I say Zoom, it should continue going past this app. So this is, again, the 5th time that I'm doing this presentation. And every time I got to Zoom, I didn't realize it until this very moment, in prepping for this. Every time I got to Zoom, it would crash my computer. Maybe that's not the best glowing endorsement for why you need to get this app, but even knowing that it cost me probably 4 hours of my life. Now, maybe that's exaggerated, about 2 hours of my life. You still have to get Zoom. You still have to get Zoom or a video platform. If you're heavy on Messenger, then be heavy on Facebook Messenger. If you're heavy on Instagram, be heavy on Instagram. As long as you have a way to communicate face to face, you're going to be good to go. But really, Zoom is the standard at this point, where you have access to Zoom for free. If you're going to host a webinar, if you're going to host a more than 2 people, then yeah, you might need to go to the paid plan. But for all intents and purposes, Zoom is an app that you can't do without. If you're going to most of your training is going to be on Zoom nowadays. A lot of the conferences are on Zoom nowadays. A lot of the masterminds that you attend are on Zoom. It's really such a versatile tool that you need to have in your cell phone. It's an app that real estate agents can't do without, because it's a way of life at this point. After 2020, we've all learned that. All right, so now that we've gone through Zoom, your digital signature. So there's different elements to this. So when it comes to digital signature, you can do DocuSign, you can do SkySoap, you can do AuthentiSign, you can do various tools. What's most important here is that you have an app for that. It's that many of your brokerages give you a digital tool to use. Many of you are using Dotloop, many of you using DocuSign, many of you are using AuthentiSign. I personally use AuthentiSign because that comes with my association's tech deck, so the technology deck that they make available to us as part of our fees. So make sure that you have a digital way to sign documents. Now, long gone are the days that you need wet signatures for a lot of the documents in real estate. So you need a digital way to collect signatures, not only from an email to email perspective, but also from a mobile perspective, because some of you may be working with elderly clients, or some of you may be working with people that just don't want to use technology or don't have an email. Those people still exist. Now, I love them to death. There's nothing wrong with that. It just makes it a little bit more inconvenient for us. So we want to make sure that whatever platform that you're using, that there is a manual way for people to digitally sign. So almost like when you're checking out at the grocery store, where you're signing on your credit card purchase, you want to be able to do the same thing with your digital signature tool that you have. So any one of those that your brokerage gives you access to, or your association gets you access to, that's the right answer. But you need to be able to digitally sign through an app on your phone. Social media needs to be on your phone. I understand that you could be making it easier to waste time, but if you use social media with the intent of generating business, then you're going to have the discipline, or I encourage you to build a discipline to use social media in a way that's going to always promote your business, as opposed to using it as a time waster, because I fully acknowledge that it could very easily turn into that if you're not careful. So your social media, whether that's Facebook, whether that's Instagram, whether that's TikTok, whether that's Facebook, whether that's YouTube, all these social media platforms, all of them are requesting a native upload with your videos, with your posts. So you need to have these apps. So anytime that you make a TikTok, well, it's a mobile app. You have to upload through that platform anyway. So just make sure that you're aware of that. So any social media does need to live on your phone in order to get business going. QuickBooks. QuickBooks is something that we often overlook because we think, well, I'll do that at the end. I'll reconcile my books at the beginning or at the end of the month. But QuickBooks is a great way, especially the online version, your online QuickBooks. The app is so powerful that you can take pictures and then upload it as expenses. So you always have that documentation whenever, in the event that you get audited. So that's something that QuickBooks has made pretty simple to do as you make purchases and need to keep track of where your money is going. I strongly encourage you to have if it's not QuickBooks, use something else, but a way to do some bookkeeping in your business, because as you start seeing money going out, you're going to be very conscientious of, hey, do I need to be spending this money? And it's also going to make you hyper focused on, well, I need to start bringing in some money. So it's a great motivator. Absolutely. So just making sure that you have that in mind. Your mileage tracker, there's so many different apps. The one that I personally use is Everlance. So EVER Lance, so Everlance. As long as you have a mileage tracker, whichever one you use, MileIQ is very common out there. You just need to document your miles. So you have your personal travel and then you have your work travel. At the end of the day, if you get audited, you're at the risk of having no miles count. So as long as you create a good audit of where you're going or documenting your trips, you should be fine. Not fined, but you should be fine. So just make sure that you keep track of what's going on in your business when it comes to mileage. A project management tool absolutely needs to work on your phone. So I personally use Trello, but you can use Asana, you can use Basecamp, you can use anything that you want as long as it's a project management tool, because that allows you to communicate with members on your team. It allows you to have everything in one place, whether you're making social media posts, whether you're training, whether you have a transaction going, whether you are whatever it is that you're doing. A project management tool is going to make your life so much easier. So again, I personally use Trello, so Trello, and I'll make sure that all of these software are linked down below. All of these apps are linked down below, because I understand that some of these I'm not calling out by name, so you have a quick reference to check them out. And then you need a lead capture. You need a lead capture on your phone, so it allows you to capture leads. So one of the best ways to capture leads for absolutely free is to use Google Sites. So a lot of people don't realize that you have a website with Google. It gives it to you, and you can create landing pages without having to purchase a $100 package a month from companies like ClickFunnels or anything like that. You can use lead capture tools within Google Sites. Now, if your CRM does it, if you know how to do it on WordPress, if you already have something else that will create squeeze pages or landing pages for you, cool, great, that's awesome. But if you're looking for a free alternative, Google Sites will absolutely do that for you. It will collect people's information so you don't have to go out and purchase an expensive software. So these are the apps that I absolutely desperately wanted to get in front of you. Let me know down below if you're using any of these. Let me know if there's any apps that I missed. I can certainly do a round two. Hopefully next time it won't take 5 tries. But with that being said, I think we've cleared it. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will sign off before the computer shuts down on me.